Hello and welcome to Annie's Short Stories. I hope you enjoy this story. I'm going to try and upload a new story each day. The Ghostly Guardian of Newtown. Holly Arnold stood on the deck of the ferry, her breath misting in the chill October air as the Isle of Wight emerged from the fog like a phantom rising from the deep. The cliffs loomed ahead, jagged and brooding, their dark silhouettes cutting through the grey shroud that clung to the Solent. She tightened her scarf, her hazel eyes scanning the horizon. A historian with a penchant for folklore, Holly had chased countless legends across Britain, but this one, the ghostly guardian of Newtown, had sunk its hooks into her soul. Whispers of a spectral protector shielding the village from an ancient evil had drawn her here, to this remote corner of the island, promising secrets buried beneath centuries of silence. The ferry docked with a groan, and Holly disembarked, her boots crunching on the gravel path leading to Newtown. The village greeted her with an eerie stillness, narrow streets flanked by timber-framed cottages, their windows dark and unblinking, as if watching her every step. A wind rustled through the skeletal branches of trees lining the harbour, where fishing boats swayed gently, their hulls creaking like the murmurs of restless spirits. It was a place untouched by time, steeped in a melancholic beauty that made Holly's skin prickle. She checked into the Old Mill Inn, a quaint building with a thatched roof and walls draped in ivy. The innkeeper, Mrs. Pembroke, was a stout woman with a warm smile that didn't quite reach her eyes. "Welcome to Newtown, dear," she said. "What brings you here?" "I'm researching local folklore," Holly replied. "The Ghostly Guardian, to be precise." "Oh, that one. A tale as old as these stones. Some call it a savior, others a curse, but it's no mere story. Things happen here that defy reason." Holly leaned forward. "Have you witnessed anything yourself?" The innkeeper glanced around. "As a girl, I saw a figure in white by the old oak tree, standing there under a full moon. It vanished before I could blink. My gran swore it was the guardian, keeping watch. Who might know more? Old Mr. Thatcher, by St. Mary's Church. He's the village historian, knows every shadow this place has cast." That night sleep eluded her. The wind howled outside, rattling the window panes, and she swore she heard whispers, faint, fleeting voices weaving through the darkness. She rose, peering into the empty hallway. Nothing. Yet the air felt heavy, as if someone or something had just passed through. Morning brought a pale sun struggling through the clouds. Holly trudged to St. Mary's Church, its Gothic spire piercing the sky like a needle through fabric. Beside it stood Mr. Thatcher's cottage, a modest dwelling overrun with wildflowers. She knocked, and the door creaked open, revealing an elderly man with white hair and eyes sharp as flint. "Mr. Thatcher, I'm Holly Arnold. I'm here about the Ghostly Guardian." He studied her. "Come in. I figured someone like you would turn up eventually." The cottage was a chaos of history, books piled up haphazardly, maps pinned to walls. Mr. Thatcher sank into an armchair, gesturing for Holly to sit. "So, what do you know of our guardian?" "Just rumors." "The spirit protecting Newtown from an ancient evil?" He nodded. "It begins in the 14th century. During the Black Death, the plague tore through England, and Newtown was drowning in death. A healer named Alara lived here, wise in herbs, whispered to be versed in darker arts. When the villagers begged for salvation, she acted. She forged a pact with forces beyond this world, entities of shadow and malice, to spare Newtown from the pestilence." Holly listened. "And it worked?" "Aye. The plague passed us by, but such miracles come with a price. Lara's soul was bound to the village, tethered to this earth. Every 100 years, those dark forces return, hungering for souls to claim as payment. Lara's spirit became the ghostly guardian, eternally battling the evil she unleashed." Holly asked, her historian's mind craving evidence. He retrieved a tome from a shelf, its leather cover cracked with age. "It is manuscript, penned by the village priest in 1349, in Latin." He opened it, reading aloud. "Alara has wrought deliverance, yet a shadow looms graver than the sickness. She speaks of a debt of darkness that will return. God save us." Holly's breath caught. "So, the guardian is Alara. They're trapped here, exactly. And the cycle nears its next turn. The 100th year is upon us. Can it be stopped?" "The manuscript says only one of Alara's blood can break the pact, but she had no heirs. Her line died with her that night." She saw a woman, her mirror image clad in medieval robes, standing amid standing stones, chanting in a tongue that echoed in her bones. Shadows writhed around her, their eyes glowing like embers. Holly woke gasping, sweat beading on her brow. The woman's face haunted her. Too familiar. Too real. Days blurred as she immersed herself in research. The church archives yielded fragments, records of Alara's cottage near the old oak tree, the same spot Mrs. Pembroke had mentioned. Driven by an instinct, Holly ventured there at dusk, the sky bleeding red and gold. The oak loomed, ancient and gnarled, its branches clawing at the heavens. She traced a symbol carved into its bark identical to one in the manuscript. Kneeling, she swept away leaves and found a stone slab beneath the roots. It lifted with a groan, revealing a staircase spiraling into darkness. Her flashlight flickered as she descended, the air growing damp and thick. The tunnel opened into a chamber, its walls painted with faded murals, rituals, battles, light clashing with shadow. An altar stood at the center, bearing a grimoire embossed with arcane symbols. Holly's fingers trembled as she opened it, recognizing the script from the church archives. Alara's hand had penned these words. A presence stirred. She turned, and there stood the ghostly guardian, a translucent figure, a woman with sorrowful eyes and a face that mirrored her own. "Where do you have come?" it said. Holly whispered. The figure inclined its head. "I am her remnant. For centuries I have held the darkness at bay, but my power fades, the forces I summon grow bold, and soon they will overwhelm me. What can I do? You are of my blood. A lineage lost to time. Only you can end this curse." "Myth, but how?" "The ritual lies within. Your heritage will guide you." The chamber shuddered. Shadows coalesced, birthing grotesque forms, creatures with elongated limbs, eyes blazing with malevolent light, claws scraping stone. The guardian raised its hands, a barrier of light flaring to life, but the creatures pressed against it, snarling. Holly seized the grimoire, scanning frantically. She found it a ritual to banish the dark forces, requiring the blood of Alara's kin and an incantation. She pricked her finger with a shard of stone, letting crimson drip onto the altar. The words poured from her, ancient and unbidden, as if etched into her soul. Asterisk exergat lux tenebri dissipenter asterisk light erupted. The creatures shrieked, their forms unraveling into mist. The chamber stilled, and the guardian turned to her, a faint smile breaking through its sorrow. "You have freed me. A pact is undone." Before Holly could speak, the figure dissolved. She emerged into dawn's embrace, the village bathed in soft gold. The air felt lighter, the oppressive weight gone. At the inn, Mrs. Pembroke met her with a knowing nod. "You've seen her, haven't you?" "Yes. And I've set her free, packing her bags." "If the pact's broken." "Alara's at peace." He stared. "But how you're not, I am. Her blood runs in me, the visions, the ritual, it's all proof." Perhaps history missed a chapter, as Holly boarded the ferry home, Newtown fading into the mist. She was tied to this place now, a guardian in her own way, carrying Alara's legacy forward. The dark forces were gone for now. But deep down, she knew the shadows might stir again. And when they did, she'd be ready. The end. Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed this story. Please don't forget to like, and even better, like and subscribe. Thank you very much, and I hope you have had or have a great day.